this lovely guy, lovely Brit.
Hello friends of the internet and people that may not actually like me. On this channel I speak about a whole variety of topics, things that just come
Yeah, true or not.
to my mind, and I feel the weird insistent need to just spew out my opinion onto the internet, and yes, that probably should be considered some form of mental illness that you...
Not really though. For clarification, I know he's joking about things because these are very extremely sensitive topics and he wanted to like make it comfortable for us. So yeah. Also though I know he sometimes get angry at things. That's because he's saying it in the right way. Because I know people like to like say something stupid to defend their criminally YouTuber.
You and I probably both have. But yes, on this channel, one of the main topics I speak about is just in general a lot of terrible folks.
Yeah, James Charles, one of them.
And in today's video, you've guessed it, we're speaking about one of the worst blokes.
Yeah, this guy, the worst bloke. I like how you say bloke. Because even though he's fully aware that these are sensitive topics, I like how he tried to make jokes just to make us comfortable, because of course nobody likes to hear horrible things. Sorry, I'm eating ramen. Here you go.
Hey guys, this video has been a long time coming.
We do not care.
Yeah, we do not care.
Yes, Mini Lad is back, and if you're
Is that? I'm assuming this is from in California, right? I'm assuming this is the Golden Bridge.
fortunate enough to not know who this human being is, well, allow me to ruin your day by giving you a quick rundown of who Mini Lad is and why people aren't exactly too fond of this bloke.
Yeah, not really.
Mini Lad, also known as the man who is notoriously known for liking mini lads, is some...
You know, people always make jokes about the mini lads. Although, according to Sunny V2, he said that his channel was supposed to be called Craig Lad, but because there was somebody actually named Craig Lad, he changed it to Mini Lad, assuming because that Craig could be older than him.
Somebody that is basically known for a lot of YouTube content, which is truly wonderful, such as Try Not to Laugh Challenge, Try Not to Laugh Challenge, Try Not to Laugh Challenge.
Oh, they have him with Terrorizer. I hope Inabber's gonna bring out the facts about Terrorizer. Because that would cause the downfall.
Try not to...
Because what I'm saying is that this causes the downfall, because he was like saying things like making fun of his friends. Terrorizer responded to that, and then when Mini Lad said we're shaking hands, Terrorizer confirmed that was not true.
To Laugh Challenge, and also, you guessed it, the cult classic, Try Not to Laugh Challenge. I mean, hey Mini, I love the shit.
I don't know, because I know he was deleting like old videos though, I think. Excuse me. I don't know.
Series is fantastic, but I've got another challenge for you. How about the Try Not to Message Minors Challenge?
Yeah, he failed.
Oh, you failed that, didn't you?
Yeah, he did.
But yes, this human being, as you probably imagined at this point, is somebody that has been exposed multiple times for doing a lot of horrible things, and there
Well, yeah.
are a lot of videos out there which have a lot of depth about these topics, and I'm not going to go into specifics about that today, but all you need to know is that this bloke is a predator and not the good kind. And this situation happened around 2 years ago, and you're thinking, well, what happened? Did he get kicked off YouTube? No. Did he stop uploading? No. Did he make terrible apology videos? Yes. In fact, Mini Lad over the last 2 years did actually just continue to upload more horrible, boring content, just in general to, in my opinion, inflate his horrible, damaged ego. And you're thinking to yourself,
Well, yeah,
Now,
that's kind of
Fraser, well, I actually loved this guy's content growing up, and that's fantastic. You can do that, but I think this content is horrible, not necessarily because of what's actually in it. I think it's horrible because he continues to use his platform, which he abused and took advantage of
true,
years after he was exposed. I think that's absolutely grim, and I think it shows that he's not grown and he's not changed in any way, shape, or form whatsoever.
Or try to, like, think we are dumb. Because I know he's fully aware that his fan base is basically mainly about kids. So, because he thought kids will forget about it. So, yeah, I got shady about that guy too. But... And the thing is that he didn't bring up that he got exposed by the girls. He got exposed by excuse me. He got exposed by Terrorizer. He got exposed by people.
And I will explain further in this video. But one video
Before ads.
Mini hasn't done in a while is actually a long...
Hold on a second. Alright. Sorry there was an ad there.
Piece of content, a video where he just sits down and speaks to the camera, and rather reacting to memes, he...
Yeah. It was... Yeah, it's actually worse. Worse than his 2 apologies. You know what's sad about that video, though? That is longer than his 2 deleted fake apologies.
This guy is truly, and I mean truly, a despicable human being, and I do not understand why you feel the need to constantly... Well, I do understand, and I will explain why, but just for the love of God, could you just not leave? Just leave.
Yeah, leave.
You don't even need to be here. You're a millionaire.
Yeah.
Please, go away. Nobody wants you here. But yes, this is a return video, whether we like it or not, and we're going to have to speak about it. But before we get into that, please, I have a little request. Could you subscribe to the YouTube channel? If you don't subscribe right now, within 5 seconds, Minilad may appear in your bedroom at 3
I'm
a.m.
18, so he wouldn't do that.
Well, if you're above the age of 18, he probably won't. But, you know, he might. Who knows?
Okay, I know that title's a lot. That's a statement. That's a hell of a statement.
Yes, it is a lot, because it's a mental title. Why losing everything was the best thing to happen to...
Yeah, he actually changed that. Because it's supposed to be like getting cancelled the best thing ever happened to him. And then it's supposed to be like, I don't know, maybe he changed it to the fact that he got called out or something.
Can we get a real translation there? It wasn't why losing everything was the best thing to happen to me. It was, oh, I was cancelled for speaking to people that I shouldn't speak to, which is actually considered to be a very criminal act. And now I've lost basically most of my audience, and I'm trying to recuperate it by seemingly becoming some internet guru. I hate that social media influencers always seem to do this. Whenever they get caught breaking the law, like a very, very bad law to break. Not just, oh, this influencer didn't pay us
Yeah, I never does those jokes.
taxes. That's like 99% of influencers. No, this bloke did one of the worst possible things, and he thinks that he can come back and is like, oh, I'm now this guru with life advice and I'm gonna help you all, because that's what this video is.
Yeah, well, he does that a lot. Like a lot.
The bloke just sits there for 43 minutes and is just like, yeah, guys, I now really am this guru who understands how things work in this world. And it's like, mate, you were just caught out for being a terrible person. And this is something that all of these terrible influencers seem to do. It's embarrassing. Stop this. For the love of God.
Watching this video, it's going to be, I mean, you can already tell, it's going to be a longer video. I want you to just listen to everything I have to say. And then at the very end up, you can make whatever opinion you want. I'm also going to preface this in saying that this is my experience of the last 2 years. So, with all that in mind, this is going to be kind of a podcast.
What is with the worst human beings on planet Earth just finding the insistent need to start a podcast?
I don't know.
You don't need to record
Honestly, I really
every
don't
single
know.
thought that comes into your mind. The only record that you need to be on is a criminal record.
Yep.
And I know in today's society we like to encourage speaking about our feelings and speaking about how
Yeah, sometimes I do that.
we feel about. Just think.
And maybe it's not a good idea because I can get some cloud chasing. And what I mean by that, is gonna ruin your life for the rest of your life.
In general, anything. I think in some scenarios we need to actually be like, we don't need your opinion, mate. we don't need to hear from you. So please, put down the microphone. Maybe hand yourself in. But we are only 34 seconds in, and after this, the man's truly disgusting nature starts to come through. And when I say disgusting, YouTube, I don't mean in terms of looks. I'm not bullying the guy. Just in my opinion, this guy's attitude, mentality, and personality is just utterly vile, and it really does show when he describes of what he was exposed for as merely just being cancelled.
So why do I believe what the title says?
Because
now,
he doesn't believe
I
anything.
understand that getting in a situation like I managed to get myself in is a very rare thing, because whenever you get cancelled, a lot of people just keep on keeping on, right? I didn't do that as such.
Yes, you didn't do that because you weren't cancelled. I'm sorry,
he's
but
not
can we not
cancelled.
conflate getting cancelled
sorry.
with this? Like, mate, they're not the same thing. They're not. And I hate, and I know what he's doing. I know that he's not just saying this because he's convinced himself that he was just cancelled. No, the reason he's doing this is because he's trying to downplay what he did to his very small audience that are remaining, to try and convince them that, guys, he's just like all the other influencers that were cancelled. No, you weren't. Being cancelled is like when Trisha Paytas, I don't know, identifies as a chicken nugget. That's a cancelable thing. You...
Yeah, I don't know. Because nowadays I think Trisha Paytas is actually the queen of drama.
committed a crime.
Yeah,
you
crime.
should be in a jail cell, not in a YouTube video.
Yeah.
I froze.
Man, I hope he's gonna bring up the fact about Gary's mod and Gmod. No, Gary's not. Sorry, GTA 5 and Gary's mod. It seems he may not, because I know he's trying to focus on the bad things. Because that's actually one of the factors. This is actually one of the things we call out Melee for, because he made fun of his friends for playing GTA and Gary's mod. And after when that shit happened, Terrorizer's like, why not invite Minnie? I'll tell you why. He doesn't play with us. He left in badmouth. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Badmouth. I know he's trying to focus on the and mainly, even if that's a factor, one of the facts is that he lied. He lied. What I mentioned earlier, he lied to people. And besides, and the fact is, him making fun of his friends was actually the downfall. Oh, the beginning of his downfall. Because what happened? Because of the Mario incident, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Mario incident. So basically he was playing Mario Kart, and then someone sent him excuse me. Bless me. Via donation asking why he doesn't play with the Vena's crew. And he said I don't play Gmod anymore, and that's all he does. So yeah, that was the beginning of his downfall. Oh god, I'm full of mucus in my mouth because they're coming from the nose.
And I did, which, let's be honest, if you manage to get yourself in the situation I'm in, which, as a side note, I believe that if you are getting into content creation and you get to a certain point, everyone is going to get cancelled, whether it's major or minor at some point in their career.
Lad.
That's just the nature of how society is right now.
Oh, shut up. Jesus Christ. What? Oh. You actually make me feel ill. Like, I don't really get angry with it, but mate, have some shame.
Yeah, I never seen Inabber this so mad before.
I've watched this like 4 times, and it just gets worse and worse. The fact he tries to conflate this with just regular internet drama and controversies, mate, it's not the same thing, and I know you know it's not the same thing, which makes you even worse and even more manipulative. In this video, he likes to basically play it off that he's grown, learned, and changed, but honestly, that's complete, utter bollocks. Somebody like this being this level of manipulative has not learned, they've just adapted. He has adapted his mentality in a way to kind of cultivate whatever he has left of an audience. It's what people like Onision do. We see these people who have basically got nothing left, just do the best possible PR.
Well, I noticed he did a text saying
has not learned, they've just adapted. He has adapted his mentality in a way to kind of cultivate whatever he has left of an audience. It's what people like Onision.
Not risking to put in an image of him. Sorry. Yeah, because Onision's try to like sue people so he will not like get. I try not to spoke about Onision because you know how powerful he is.
Do. We see these people who have basically got nothing left just do the best possible PR that they can do to get away with their horrible actions. For some reason this bloke's still in jail, for some reason this bloke's still on the website, and that is allowing him to do what he is doing here, and that's extremely dangerous because that's only going to make it worse for more victims in the future when they try and come out about their stories. Because of people like Minilad who have downplayed those things, people are just going to see their stories as like these little cancellations. No, it's not a cancellation, it's a human being that's had their life ruined. And you may say, that might be a little bit extra. No, you don't know these people. I know a lot of victims who have gone through what Minilad has done to these people, and they have real trauma, and it really takes a long time to recover, and sometimes people don't recover. So the fact that this man has come back onto YouTube as a way to be like, I've changed, I've grown. If you had grown in any sense, you wouldn't have come back to YouTube.
Yeah,
I know that you're a millionaire. I know that you don't need to do this, and the only reason you're back is because your damaged ego has forced you to come back and try and rectify the personal public opinion on you, which is insane and shows to me you don't care about the victims, you don't care about other people, you just care about yourself.
I'm a great example of what not to do.
Yes, Minnie, you are. You are a great example of not messaging kids. Well done. Well done, buddy. That's a great example of what not to do in life, because fellas,
I've been getting paid a...
God damn it. Stupid ads. I need to be careful where ads are
a little life lesson, messaging kids is actually a crime and extremely immoral. So yes, Minilad is actually a perfect example of this because, oh yeah, he did that.
I could have handled it like a man. Can I say that nowadays? I don't know. I'm gonna say it anyway. I handled it. I should have handled it properly, but I froze, and I mean, the first thing I put out on Twitter, I just left it to my PR team.
I love that he literally admits to this. He's like, oh yeah, guys, I actually had no genuine thought process after when I was exposed for these horrible things, and I just threw it onto a paid PR team. It's like, I say those things in videos about Predators of where PR teams come out and do like work for these influencers, and I've never really seen proper evidence of that, because usually these influencers are smart. They wouldn't admit to it, but this bloke is admitting to it. Not because he's trying to be genuine, like in a real normal way, it's because he's creating a false sense of sincerity of where his audience think, wow, this guy's so real, man. It's clear he's changed. He's willing to tell us that that awful thing he did was even more awful when he put out another awful response, which was completely disingenuous. Like, if your first emotional response to something is to be extremely disingenuous, how am I meant to believe that you 2 years later aren't going to be even more disingenuous when you've had 2 years to process this and create a plan. And that's all this thing is to me. It's planned. It's him just trying to recuperate his brand. And mate, it's not going to work. This has got 28,000 dislikes. Yes, it has 8,000.
Wait, does the extension work? Because I think people try to do that.
Likes, but I'm just gonna go out on a whim and say hopefully they're just brain dead 12-year-olds.
I was like, hey, I am fucking.
They're not brain dead. Actually, they're just kids, and they don't understand what's the nature's going on. God, I wish I could slap this guy's face.
Scared. So for months, I just froze. There's a bunch of points I would like to make in this video, and the majority of them have come from just having 2 years of just really harsh therapy. Not just therapy sessions, but also like, you know, like even what I did to a few weeks ago, I disappeared into the woods by myself for a few days, and I just
lost
wrote.
in the woods.
That's all I did. I've been doing things like that a lot. I go to coffee shops. I have a diary that I write in every day. Hold on.
I literally don't care, mate.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear about your little venture into the woods where you grew and became a better person. I don't care. I literally don't care. This is meant to be like speaking about the worst thing you've ever done, and you're saying how it's better for you. It was a good thing for you because it allowed you to find yourself. That's pretty much what he's saying here. And it's like, I can see that this guy is a multi-millionaire and doesn't need to upload these YouTube videos because for one, they're not getting great views. He's not making much money from this, if anything at all. So I know that this whole thing is an ego project, and the fact that man can just go on holiday into the woods shows to me, yes, he is still rich after everything. He's probably got a lot of investments, he's probably got a lot of money, and it just shows he doesn't need to do this, yet he is going to continue to do it because his little fragile ego was broken when the internet said, hey, guess what, Craig? Messaging minors, not a good thing. Bad thing.
Yeah, it's
really
a bad
thing, and I don't want to support you anymore. But it just gets weirder and weirder because basically after this, he's like, oh yeah, I wanted to make this video because, you know, it could help somebody, even if it just helps one person. I mean,
the helping thing is not gonna work.
What is this? Group nonce therapy?
I wanted this video to kind of let you know of the things that I've learned.
Oh, by the way, if you actually if you actually pretend to be a therapy, you can actually be arrested. Because you need to have a degree to do that.
Over the last 2 years. And admittedly, these are things that have happened to me. I'm in a very, very weird circumstance right now in life.
Yeah, it is very weird to me. I completely agree, mate. It's weird to me that you're not in a prison cell. That's actually really weird. Why are you not in a prison cell? Like, guys, am I the only one that kind of thinks that maybe we should actually start sending these level of criminals to jail? Like, it's weird that we send people who do the most minute things to jail, but people like this, multi-millionaires, just seem to consistently get away with that. So yes, Craig, I would agree. That's a very weird situation to be in, and I really think we need to rectify that by sending you to jail.
There may be like little tidbits here and there that you can apply to your own lives, and even if it helps one person, to me, that's the most important thing. I'm able to let people know where I am, which is great, because I want to get back into this stuff, regardless of money or not. But if I'm able to help people along the way, then it's an absolute win for me.
And to me, this pretty much shows that...
I don't know what to say, because this guy's giving me a headache.
This whole thing is an ego project, because he's basically admitted, this isn't about money. He does not need money, and this is about rebuilding his brand, because his ego has been completely damaged. And that proves...
Or try to prey on kids again.
To me, he's not learned, he hasn't changed, and he doesn't care. Because if he did care, he'd realise what he has done is unforgivable, and the very least thing he can do is just, you know, maybe not use that platform which he abused. Maybe not use that anymore, because he kind of has forfeited that right, in my opinion. He has used it multiple times to do a lot of bad things, and I think at that point, you should maybe just move on with your life. Take the L, admit, I was lucky here about not facing further repercussions, and move on. You've got your millions, you do not need to do this, but no, you're not going to do that because you have a fragile ego, and that clearly shows here.
But if I'm able to help people along the way, then it's an absolute win for me.
Honestly, the only thing I can really see in this video is a bloke who clearly knows that his career is absolutely and utterly finished, so he's now trying to rebrand as this self-help, nice guy who can just relate to his little audience. That's like, mate, if you...
Yeah, that's the danger of this guy. Because he wanted like to say that he wanted them to like have the relatable feeling, like saying it's been cancellation. Yeah, that's why he should be off the platform.
You cared about helping people's mental health and helping people in general, you would have been doing that 6 years ago when you actually had a major platform. But no, you were making try not to laugh videos, and guess what? Even more try not to laugh content. You wouldn't have been doing that, you would have been doing it 6 years ago, trying to help people then. I'm not saying you should have then.
Give me 1 second. I don't know.
Care, I think you would have done this a long time ago.
Yeah,
it's a little bit strange to me that now you're seen as a terrible person, you're trying to branch out as a nice guy. But what makes this whole thing even worse is throughout this entire video, he does just kind of continue the rhetoric of, oh yeah, being cancelled was the best thing that ever happened to me because it helped me get out of a toxic cycle. It's like, oh my god. Like, oh, why are you such a self-victimizing horrible person? Like, that's all I'm getting from this video, utter self-victimization, and it just completely shows in this next clip.
Diving in deeper, one thing I realized is because of this, I was in a constant state of proving myself. And what that means is because I was never best friends with anyone, I was constantly on edge trying to make sure I could say something funny, do something, or, you know, just interact with these people around me so they wouldn't kick me out of whatever friend group I was in. And I was just so used to just proving myself, like, please let me stay. And that, because I went straight from my school years into my YouTube years, that never left. And I didn't know that until, you know, during these last 2 years. I literally had to reinvent myself, and I had to figure out every little piece of the puzzle. Like, everything that has went wrong in my life, I had to look at, pinpoint, and say, why?
Again, this is a scenario we mentioned earlier of where influencers get exposed for horrible things, and they like to basically spin everything off as cancel culture and turn this thing into like this weird spiritual journey. They're now these YouTube gurus who have changed, and they've left the stratosphere of the YouTube algorithm, and they're now just above that, and they've finally found themselves, and all it screams, again, is just self-victimization. There's just this weird main character syndrome that a lot of these horrible YouTubers have, of where they get exposed for something terrible, and they like to kind of, to deal with that, act like, no, mate, your third act is sinking quicker than the Titanic. Now, the majority of this
skipping videos because I want to get to the important part that he said.
Is basically Craig saying how his lot of them would eventually come out and expose you. That's unbelievably cool, and that was just stressing him out. And Craig, why was that stressing you out? Was it because a lot of those people that knew you took advantage?
Yeah, wait, hold on.
And you were probably worried that because you were so well known that one of them would eventually come out and expose you? That's probably why, isn't it?
Yeah, I actually want to bring this up because, fuck, what happened? Oh yeah, if you guys don't know, there's a group of paparazzis called the Hollywood Fix. They actually found Mini Lad, and they say that they're coming to they were asking him questions a lot. Like, taking it easy, going to YouTube when the time is right, all that stuff.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense to why you were stressed and anxious. But then further in this video, Craig goes on to explain what his headspace was like when he originally got exposed 2 years ago, and how he took 2 months off and then randomly started to come back and try to upload again, like a month after that. And it's like, yeah, why would you do that? Because to me, that just shows that even in your rawest emotion, when you just first originally got exposed, even then, you couldn't really just do anything real or normal, and it's only proven when he says that he did all of that because he was told to do that.
I initially tried to come back a month after everything happened. I was told, I listened to the people around me, they're just like, just take a month off and just get back to recording and everything will go away in due time. Just keep uploading. And I remember telling them, like, I don't like this idea, but I'm going to do it because I am panicked and I am small and I panicked. I really did. I handled this so badly.
Yeah.
So I kept uploading. And I remember after every time I upload, I would cry, and I would tell my managers, like, I hate every fucking second of this. Why am I doing this?
Well, you hated it because you didn't get what you want, not because you felt bad.
I mean, I completely agree. Why are you doing this? Like, please. Don't do this. Like, man, honestly, just take the video down and just maybe just delete the channel. Just don't come back to it. Because
delete the channel.
Why are you doing this? That's the best thing you've said in the video, mate. That's a fantastic thing to say. Why are you doing this? Oh yeah, we've got the answer. Because you've got a fragile ego.
Like, let me make the apology video.
No, actually, you didn't actually, Craig. This is why makes me mad, and this is why I didn't watch the whole thing of the that video. Craig, you didn't want to make the apology video. You were forced to after you got so many dislikes and backlash. Is my camera? I don't know. That's the thing why.
And let me just take time to breathe and to grow, and it took me 6 months to get around to that point, to finally break away.
I know somebody said it took you 4 months because of the Craig Thompson video. Actually, no, because what happened was that after he got exposed, he started because he kept uploading it until 6 months later. That's why he said. At first, it took 6 months. And then 6 months later, within the Craig Thompson videos, and then 4 months later, the Minilad video, and I can see an ad coming.
Away from just uploading.
I love that he says here that,
Give me 1 second. I can't even skip this ad. There we go.
It took me 6 months to basically realize what he had done, and it's like 6 months?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know that he's trying to, I know he's getting angry about it, but I think I stop in a horrible wait, I'm sorry, I never. No, what happened was, he didn't want. No, it took him 6 months because he didn't want to confront. But when he got so many backlashes after getting so many dislikes, he started to apologize. That's why it took him 6 months.
After all the people on YouTube, because there were a lot.
Actually, I should say that there was actually a first one called Clearing the Air. But it was just trying to, like, sorry. It was actually trying to, like, get everything back to normal until he got called out again.
A lot of videos at the time. I didn't make a video about it because there was so many videos about it, and I thought that I don't really need to say anything because everyone else has said things, and it's like, everyone was saying that you are bad for this specific thing. Why did that take you 6 months to realize?
Where it's like, so-and-so will be back.
Okay, there we go.
What if you...
Lads like you did. But after everything, fellas, it just surprises me even further because the bloke then says something even worse. Like, I've said throughout this, it's getting worse and worse and worse. But then, he compares this situation to going on holiday.
Someone said in passing, and I really thought about this, what if YouTube had a vacation mode? And I remember thinking, like, okay, I like this idea, but what does it mean? If you take a week off, YouTube kicks you out of the algorithm, you're fucking washed. That's it. It'll take you months to be able to get back in. I think it'd be sick that if at the top of the banner, it could say, so-and-so is on vacation. And
what what is he referring to is that when you don't upload things, they'll get you out of the algorithm. But he's actually mad about it because he's not there anymore.
Have a thing where it says you can have a comeback date where it's like so-and-so will be back 7th of July 2022. If you want, you can upload a video and the trailer could be like, if you want to see a sneak peek of their next piece of content that they're doing when they come back, this is it. and it'd be like a 15 second little snippet of whatever is to come.
I mean, what's your 10-15 second snippet going to be, Minnie? Is it going to be your next apology video? Like, I don't know what even you're trying to say here. You're trying to say that YouTube should have a vacation mode. It's weird to me that you do something terrible and then you kind of start to blame YouTube. Like, I understand that not uploading can take you out of the algorithm, but mate, the reason you're not getting views isn't because of the algorithm. True. It's because people don't want to watch you anymore because what you did is horrible. Exactly why. And I genuinely don't think you understand that, which is even more mental to me, given you've just made a 43-minute video trying to convince everybody desperately that you've changed, grown, and learned from this. If anything, you're just more delusional than you were 2 years ago. It's just so unbelievably disgusting that he is conflating him leaving for 2 years with going on holiday. You didn't go on holiday, you ran away from the consequence.
Yeah, that what people... One of the things people call him out after he got exposed is that people saw he went to Northern Ireland. I was like, bro, this was the beginning of the pandemic. How could they let you in? I mean, the summer. I mean, because it's summer they're going down until winter they're going up. That's how. I don't know.
Consequences of your actions, mate, and I'm actually mortified that you're blaming YouTube and their algorithm.
YouTube kicks you out of the algorithm. You're fucking washed. That's it. It'll take you months to be able to get back in.
I think it would be great if YouTube terminated your channel. I know people like to be like, oh, but that's a slippery slope. Everybody should have a platform. Actually, I disagree. I think if you've done what this bloke has done, you have forfeited the right to have a platform with millions of subscribers. Because, hey, what if he did exactly what he did before again? I don't see somebody that's changed here. I just see somebody that's upset that they got caught. And that makes me think maybe it could happen again.
Yeah. Also, well, he tried everything he can to not get those girls to expose him, but no. Actually, what happened is that they didn't expose him because of the Me Too movement. They actually exposed him because his girlfriend Sam exposed him for being toxic, and then that's what led the girls to expose him.
Or maybe it is happening right now. That's an opinion, not a fact. Don't sue me. But yeah, I'm worried that maybe it could happen again because he's clearly not changed, in my opinion. If anything, he seems angry at the YouTube community.
Well, I mean, this apology is trying to look like... Yeah, it looks like he was angry at this one because after getting so much dislikes...
in YouTube, he's like, I can't believe that I'm not in the algorithm anymore. It's like, you're speaking about this horrible thing, but you're still blaming other things and factors.
Yeah, he does that.
Bro, that is so mental. And I'm actually impressed that you've somehow made a worse response and apology video than James Charles did. And in fact, I don't even think this is an apology video. Yeah. I think this is more just this person clearly, visibly, and audibly angry that he's not doing as well as he used to do on YouTube. And he then even goes on to say that the last 2 years were the best years and worst years of his life. And the reason it was the worst years wasn't because of what he did and what he was exposed for, but it was because he had to self-reflect.
I've had
that's pissed me off too.
Worst and best 2 years of my life. Worst because I had to confront who I was as a person. Who was I? I need to rediscover who that guy was because Craig Thompson died years ago.
No, I don't think it was the worst because of that. I think it was the worst for that in your mind because you were no longer earning millions of dollars a month. I'm sorry, but I don't think that you actually care about any form of self-reflection because it's weird, as I said earlier, that you've started this whole, I guess, self-help guru thing when you weren't doing that 6 years ago when you were earning loads of money. You're only now doing it because you're desperately trying to make yourself appear to be this good guy and almost get poor, young, little people out there to relate to you because they may have made mistakes in their life, but because they're young and they don't really understand the real serious thing that Minilad has done, they may actually conflate their mistakes with what Minilad has done. Minilad's thing isn't a mistake, it's a crime. Please do not mix these things up, and that's what he's trying to get people to do. He is manipulating his whatever audience he has left into believing that he can relate to them, and that's going to make them stay and give him like this this cultivated audience, and that's just worrying, disturbing, and only shows to me that this bloke has not changed whatsoever. I dubbed this video as YouTube's worst predator has returned because in my opinion, this is probably the worst. What are your thoughts on Mini Lad's video? Because I think people need to know about this, and the manipulation on Instagram and Inabber Live, the second channel. All there in the...
Okay, I wanna bring up something. Like, I was looking in the comments, and this guy, Brianna Ray, actually made a good point. I don't even read it to you, saying, this was actually the comment that was actually... That actually, got so... That actually had a good point, saying this. Imagine being a victim of grooming, and then that groomer saying that what they did to you eventually turned out to be the best thing that could have happened to them. Everything he said here is about how his actions have affected him, and that's the biggest hell that he hasn't changed. Because those types of crimes are about making themselves feel powerful with no regard to the victim. He hasn't shown any real signs of guilt towards what he has done to his victims. He only that it made things difficult for him when he got caught and had to face bare minimum consequences. It's disgusting. Yeah, this comment has a good point. It actually does. So yeah, I can't stand Mini Lad anymore. I'm sorry. YouTube, just get rid